Hey guys, Danielle McCarthy here. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about emotions and in particular, how all emotions are normal. So it's really common for human beings, and I see it a lot in the clinic, for us as human beings to want to avoid unpleasant emotions, okay? So whether it's anger, sadness, or fear, or another emotion, I see all the time where people are like, don't like it, don't want to experience it, and instead they'll try to strive for the positive ones, the comfortable, the pleasant emotions, okay? Unfortunately, this is not how emotions work, all right? And often people aren't aware that all emotions, anger, sadness, and fear, are just as normal as the more pleasant ones as well, okay? Happiness, excitement, all right? All feelings are normal, and as human beings, we experience them all at different times in our life, sometimes over the course of a day. So what's really common and what I see a lot is that because people don't like or enjoy the unpleasant ones, is they'll start to try to shut off or avoid them, all right? However, this actually has a different effect, and it can actually lead to increasing your suffering or prolonging the actual time that emotion lasts for, all right? So it actually doesn't work. Trying to suppress or avoid uncomfortable emotions is not the answer. That's not going to help, and it may actually make your suffering or the emotion last for longer. The other problem is that you can't pick and choose your emotions. So if you try to shut off or avoid the uncomfortable ones, over time, that might actually start happening with the more comfortable, pleasant emotions as well, all right? As human beings, you can't just choose to experience all the good ones, but not the uncomfortable ones as well, all right? And so you can start to just become numb over time to all emotions, all right? So you're just kind of living your life flatline, all right? Where life is like this, all right? We don't necessarily want it like this, but it is like this. And if you start to try to shut off from these ones down here, you'll eventually change the way you experience the more pleasant ones as well. Okay, so if avoiding or suppressing uncomfortable emotions is not the answer, you might be like, okay, well then what? So I want to give you a few tips today to help you manage uncomfortable emotions. So tip number one is, first of all, you have to recognize that all emotions are normal, all right? That as a human being, you will experience all emotions at different times in your life. That's normal and that's okay. Tip number two is to build awareness when these emotions show up in your life, okay? Start to notice and recognize when uncomfortable emotions are showing up. How does anger show up? How does fear, how does sadness show up? What thoughts are associated with these emotions? What body sensations do you notice in your body? Okay, start to build awareness. And tip number three, once you've done that, so once you've recognized that all feelings and emotions are normal, and you've started to build awareness when and how they show up in your day-to-day life, the third one, this is something that anyone can do quite easily, is when an emotion shows up for you, you can actually name it to tame it, okay? So that's the strategy, name it to tame it. So when we actually acknowledge and name an emotion, it can actually help to tame the intensity of that emotion, all right? Because we're actually saying, right, I'm feeling that way, name it. Right now I am feeling angry. Name it to tame it. So the reason this works is that when we feel and have an emotion, we usually get really caught up in it, okay? It kind of takes over it. By actually acknowledging and naming that emotion, it can help you to take a much needed step back and create space from that emotion, okay? And see that it is your experience right now and it's what's going on for you, but you're not so caught up in it, okay? And when you've got that space and you're naming it, it can help reduce the intensity of it, okay, and help that emotion pass faster. Okay, this is the way I'm feeling, and you're acknowledging that it's an emotion, okay, and it'll help reduce the intensity and it'll help it pass a lot faster. So that's it for this week, guys. I hope you took something away and can start to realize that all emotions are normal. Stay tuned, because next week I'll be putting out another vlog, but that's it for now. Bye for now. See you next week.